Gotta make sure I don't drive in any tall grass. Hello, darlings. Oh, hey, Gabriel. Hey, little darling. Hello to you too, little darlings. Maya and I took our 3 little boys. Would you like a moment? Would you like to say hi to our friends? He just loves the camera. Maya and I took our 3 little boys down to Charleston for the last couple of days. It's their spring break, and we wanted to do a quick trip down there. They are actually very interested in history, so we went and did some different tours and saw the Yorktown aircraft carrier and different things like that. It was a lot of fun. While we were gone, Wes messaged us, he was keeping the farm, and let us know that one of the Devon mamas calved, which I knew she was really close when we left, and I was actually hoping to come out and see the baby, but I think she may have her tucked away somewhere in the grass. That's why I was being very careful driving out here, that I didn't drive through any tall grass. Whenever the last time one of the Devons calved, we came out looking for the baby, and it took us like 25 minutes to find her in the grass because they get really low to the ground, obviously to hide from predators, but it effectively hides from us as well. You sure are a handsome boy. Oh, look. There she is. She wasn't hidden at all. She was just snuggled up next to her mama. I'm going to stay in the side-by-side just because these mamas are not super handled, and I don't want to scare a new mama. So this is the one I was telling you guys. I really like her genetics. I like her build, and she also has a really nice udder. And I have a heifer from her that I called Jenny that is... she's currently back in the heifer pen that I was thinking she would be really nice to try to milk. However, she was 6 months old and not handled when she got to me. All right, I came up so we could get a better look here. So as I was saying, that heifer was a little wild, and I think it would be better to just let her be a herd mama, but I really want to try to milk one of these Devons. And the way this mama's udder looks, I think she would be like a really good milking candidate. There's no way I'm going to try to milk her because she's 1,100 pounds and never been handled much by a person. She's been a beef mama, but this little heifer obviously has mama's genetics, and I think she would be a really prime candidate of one that we can work with from the beginning. She may be polled because her mama is polled, but Bocephus is not polled. He was disbudded, so he doesn't have horns. It would be awesome if she was polled, but I want to see how the Devon breed does as like a homestead dairy cow, and we've been talking about it, and I think she's going to end up being my candidate because the others that we had when they came to us, I wanted to do it with one of them, but they were already pretty good size and had never been handled. So I'm hoping, I'm not going to push it right now. This big mama, I've been bringing her like little treats and coming and like she would let me touch her head, but like she doesn't let me really handle her very much. I'm not going to try to handle her baby very much. New mamas with babies are probably the most dangerous animal on your farm. But me coming and like just sitting up with them and just letting them know that like my presence is okay, them associating me with treats is good, and if I can start handling that baby some as she's younger and then start really working then on halter training her, I feel pretty good that by the time it's time to breed her, she could actually be a dairy cow. Now, will she become our main dairy cow? No. We still have the Jerseys. Jerseys give an incredible cream line and have very rich, lovely milk. But Jerseys, at least the ones that we have, do require a little more grain to maintain that upkeep. And the benefit of some of these older heritage breeds like the Devon is that potentially you could have a home dairy cow that doesn't require grain that you can still get some milk from. Are you going to get 6 or 7 gallons a day that has, that's a third heavy cream? No, you're not. But for the sake of sustainability, they could be a really solid option to provide milk for a family. And so in looking at this mama cow's udder, I think this baby is going to be the prime choice for the year. Now I have 3 other cows that are due to calf at some point. I don't know when they will because they've just been out with a bull. But of all of them, she was the one I was most hoping to get a heifer from. So it was good news to have that baby come this week. Oh, Bosco and Lady have followed me up here. Bosco's so nosy. Oh, it's been 2 years exactly since I first came to my farm for the first time. I think when these yellow flowers out in the pastures bloom, it's always going to make me think of the first time I came here, because when we first came, the fields were full of these yellow flowers. It was April 12th, I think, the first time I came here, so almost exactly 2 years. And during that visit, we actually filmed what was our announcement video that we were moving here. I'll put a link to that down below if you're new and haven't seen that. It's pretty amazing to look back on what a difference a couple years can make. You know, looking at this when it was just a vision in our hearts, and now the fact that it's really a farm. Since we're over here, I'm gonna pop in and check our mama geese, see if we have any goslings. Not that I expect they're gonna let me get very close to them. Hello. Oh, look here. I'm pretty sure these are duck eggs. You better quit hissing. So these are, I assume, the proud papas of this group. There was one sitting on a nest. Now they're all 3 sitting there together. There's another one on the other side of this house sitting. At least one of them is not trying to be a mama because this was laid outside the house. There's 1 egg in the house I need to get in there and get and toss. I'm assuming they pushed it out of their nest because it was no good, but I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know. This was in my pocket and the gate came. I pulled it shut and it hit it. That would be one mighty pocket omelet. Look at that. Like, I have relatively small hands, but not tiny. I'm like a fairly average sized woman. I'm not like a tiny little woman. Look at this. That is a huge egg. So if you have geese or ducks, their eggs are obviously a lot larger than chicken eggs. And most recipes call for 2 eggs, 3 eggs, 4 eggs, whatever. And it's based on, I guess, it being like a medium-sized chicken egg. And so you can just weigh these and use them in place. So this egg would probably be used in place of like 3 or 4 chicken eggs. So that's pretty wild, huh? I would say it might be cool to hatch this just out of curiosity, but you know, I don't think I'm gonna need any more goslings. Hey, Will.
A goose egg?
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten one? Oh my God, it's huge.
I know.
When you put it in your hand.
It's massive.
That's
Here,
like
I need
3
to
eggs.
in your hand. I know, that's what I was just saying. Because I showed it in my hand and I'm like, I don't have like tiny hands or anything.
Yeah. Are you gonna eat it?
You want to take it? I mean, you can eat it.
You have eaten
Yeah, I've eaten them. They're very yolky. Like, that yolk to white ratio, I feel like, is more than a chicken egg. So they're like real rich. I like baking with duck eggs and goose eggs, but you just have to weigh it and figure out how many eggs it is for recipes.
You see they're laying all by the by the trees and stuff?
I saw two duck eggs by a tree, but I didn't know.
Oh, those were duck eggs. I didn't know if they were goose
No,
eggs.
there's 4 geese sitting in that house. There's 3 sitting on one nest.
On one nest?
Yeah.
I saw there was like 50 eggs in there.
I know, they're sitting on like a mighty nest.
Did they screech at you?
Oh yeah, and hissed.
I'm gonna throw it to chicken egg.
Go give it to
That's crazy.
Look, you know what this is? A dahlia.
Oh, nice. By the pond down there, the gladiolus.
Yeah,
Isn't
they're
that
coming
what-
up.
gladiolus? They're
Yeah.
coming up.
Awesome. Oh, look at this. It's a happy little rutabaga. Should make those with dinner tonight. A bunch of these look really
That's
good.
what I had for lunch today.
You had rutabagas for lunch?
Mashed rutabagas, and Taylor mixed it with some potatoes. So.
I like rutabagas with sour cream and chives. Oh, so
Yeah, we put chives. I think she did put sour cream in it.
yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, these right here look really good.
Yeah.
Wish I would remember what variety those were.
These I bet are Navone yellow.
Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, something.
That's the only light colored one I know for sure that I have it.
Ones didn't do very good.
Yeah, this is Navone yellow. This is actually, I think, my favorite one. I've done the purple top, and they're nice, but they seem to get woodier. These yellow ones taste so smooth and like creamy when you mash them. They're really good.
Yeah, we have one of the purple tops, and it was
kind of pithy.
The rind was really.
Yeah, these don't do that. These are perfect right now.
Those radishes got pithy, but the black radishes, I mean, they were like that, and they were still good. I have to grow more of those.
All right, down to the greenhouse really quick. Just in the last few days since I've been gone, I see quite a few more perennials coming up that were not sprouting when I left, so it's exciting. It's really warm right now. I left my phone, I don't have it on me, but it's easily like, it's 85 at least. What is that, like 26 Celsius? It's warm. So something I'm very excited about, I got in. I actually ordered these from a commercial supply place, and these are pitcher plants. See them? These are little slips, and we're gonna pot them up, and then eventually I'm gonna plant a bunch of these down by my pond. These are actually native to South Carolina, but they are carnivorous plants. And I'm really excited to have them down there to help with insect control, but also just because they're really cool. So literally last night, it was dark, we pulled back in, and I had Maya drop me off at the greenhouse so I could check on my stuff. My plants have been so slow growing because we had the shade cloth on, and I feel like they've grown pretty significantly just in the last few days of taking it off, but I'll feel a lot better when I see even more growth. I'm afraid they're a little behind, but it's okay. They're not like alarmingly stunted, but that shade cloth definitely was not giving them all the light they needed. So they've just been going slow. My estimated last frost is within the 10-day forecast, and it looks like there's not gonna be any more frost. And I really want to plant my stuff out, but I'm gonna have to wait because it's too little. It's fine. It's just testing my patience. It's not actually damaging like the functionality and productivity of my garden. Just testing my patience. Oh, there was one more thing I was going to show you guys on this video since we were talking about 2 years since being here. Oh look, this isn't the thing. That's hibiscus coming back up. That's cool. I hadn't seen any growth on those, so I'm happy to see that. Yeah, this place is going to look awesome in just a short period of time. Isn't it beautiful with the yellow flowers behind it? I really like that. So those pitcher plants I actually ordered like, it's been almost a year ago. I'd seen them at like local nurseries and stuff. They were really expensive. So I started looking, and a wholesale provider that I purchased through with my business ID, having a garden related business. It's one of the cool perks of doing what I do. Had them, but they were where you had to order them like a year out. So they just came this week. Interestingly, while we were in Charleston, we took our kids to the Charleston Aquarium, and they had like a section dedicated to like Charleston marshland, and there was a little thing there talking about the pitcher plant, which was really cool because I was actually looking at it, and it was like an hour later that I got the notification that they had been delivered to my house. So I've been anticipating those so much. This winter I went up to my friends Justin and Rebecca's house, and he was hosting an event for Abundance Plus, and we went to just meet Abundance Plus people. And I talked to a couple while I was there named Glenda and Ruben, and they were from New York. And she was showing me how she actually took pitcher plants, and I'm saying pitcher, P-I-T-C-H-E-R. I know I'm Southern, but I don't mean like pitcher. I mean like pitcher. Okay, poor. She had actually taken pitcher plants and planted them in pots and placed them like around potatoes and things that suffered from Japanese beetles, specifically like any sort of beetle bug or anything like that. And I thought that was so smart. So I've been planning on planting those around my pond. but I'm going to reserve some of them and plant them in pots around the garden, just because how cool is it to do pest control via carnivorous plant? I mean, that just like appeals to the plant lady in me beyond what I can actually explain. All right, so the thing I wanted to show you guys, when we came here 2 years ago and met our farm for the first time and announced to you guys that we were going to be moving, Maya had come out and seen the property the December before, and he had actually come out and made the call that this was our property and went ahead and initiated the purchase. And I joke, if he ever thinks that I don't trust him, that was like my big trust flex, like, hey, I trusted you and you bought our farm before I had even seen it. Now the thing is that Maya is kind of a practical joker, and he just loves a good surprise so much that sometimes he'll even like fabricate it a little bit, like he'll fudge it. So he didn't take any pictures, so all I had was the real estate listing, and he really undersold it. So like when I was coming to see it for the first time, he had been like very vague. He had been like, yeah, it's gonna be good enough. Like, he did not tell me how amazing this piece of land was. I guess he wanted me to like have a big wow factor. And when we came out, obviously it just swept me off my feet. It's such a beautiful piece of land. It has been absolutely perfect for us. And when we were here visiting in April, before we went back to Arkansas and like really started the gears turning on our cross-country move, we decided we wanted to like do something in commemoration of our first time here. So we planted a tree. It's a willow tree, and we planted it over here near the pond's edge. I've always thought like a big weeping willow is just completely romantic. We had to go to a couple of stores to find one when we were here in April of 2021, but we finally found one. It was kind of on the smallish side, but I can't say it's really on the smallish side anymore. It's not its second birthday because obviously this tree did not come to be the day that we put it in the ground, but it has been in the ground here for 2 years on our farm. So I guess it's its 2-year anniversary here on our farm. It's grown quite a lot, and it's pretty special to me. Watching it grow as its leaves have filled out this season especially, and it's really weeping. It definitely has made a big leap from last year. And I think, if I remember correctly, this variety stated that it would get like, I don't know, like 50 or 60 feet tall. Like, this is gonna be a really large willow tree. And having it here on the entry of our farm right by the pond is pretty special because it's literally like a reminder of the growth that's happened since we've been here. Because this was raw land, and now coming up on the 2-year anniversary of us kind of taking hold of this property, we started really working on it the month after that visit, and Maya came out here for a couple months and prepared, and then we actually moved out here in July, the end of July of 2021. And of course, as always, it is such a joy to get to share that stuff with you guys, because many of you have been here with us every step of this journey too, which is pretty cool. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I bless you. Until next time.